let me set up for the start of it.
Hello and welcome to the 61st Planet Destiny podcast. If you're wondering why I'm not excited or happy as I usually am during the start, it's because my podcast co-hosts have failed me. Yep, they failed me. 100% complete failure. You guys
Jeff,
had
I don't
that
remember it
in
like
the
this,
bag.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is.
I don't remember like that either.
Pope, I remember we're all getting ready for the fight with the Dream Team.
I remember that.
And somebody says, "You know what? I'm scared. I don't want to do it."
I remember that too.
Three of us stepped up to the plate.
I was
fought on anyway.
That's right. That's right.
I think I might have to upload my version of that when I was streaming us, getting the teams all set up, and I very vividly remember Tefty going, "Hey, I really need to, prove something to Blue Westlow. I need to make sure."
No, it wasn't proof.
win."
I literally only wanted to bag him.
Oh,
That was literally the only reason.
well.
I wanted to
we
be able to
fought the
bag him
Dream
in a
Team
3v3.
tonight in the third podcast showdown, and we lost.
Yes,
we
we
lost
did.
to the Dream Team in an epic
Yep.
battle of sword hilts.
Epic battle of sword hilts.
Yep.
The only way
you guys
that
got annihilated.
the only way that one
There's-
needs to
there's-
be
you guys-
defeated by Mr. Fruit is via and Robbie and Blue Westlow's via sword hilts, because that we wouldn't have any other way.
I think
So
the
good
final
game
score-
to the Dream Team.
Good game.
Once again,
GG's.
hashtag custom games at Bungie. Please tweet. We
Yes.
need this to be a very available thing. We did the matchmaking manipulation once again. It took us, 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 20 to 30 minutes.
20 to
20,
30
30 minutes to
Yep.
get going. Once we got in, though, it worked flawlessly. We had a blast. We had, what was the first game? The first game was like, sweat rules. The second game was...
Sweat, and then it was
It was
No
sweat.
Land
Okay,
Beyond
I
only.
got
People-
it.
No Land Beyond, yeah.
So,
Third game was
I wanted
sweat
to
as
balance
well.
it up. I wanted to get a variety of games in because we have we wanted to do sweaty rules. I kind of wanted to do silly stuff. Cool. Let's go back and forth. So first game sweaty, and it was a really good game. You guys were behind at one point. You guys came ahead. You ended up winning, and you guys were feeling good.
Robbie V got a collateral on Briar and I.
Collateral.
yeah.
That was
That was
nasty.
beautiful.
That was nasty. Second round.
Untouched.
Second round, we took suggestions from chat for what we should do for the fun rounds, and No Land Beyond Only was what was one of the suggestions. I don't remember who suggested it. I know there were multiple people, and you guys won that one as well. Pope, having never used No Land Beyond, had a striking number of headshots with it. That was really fun to watch.
He did good.
Yeah, did well. And then the third match was a sweaty match on Black Shield. And Dream Team just pulled ahead at the very end. That Stormcaller from Blue Westlow did some good work. Fourth match, this is a personal favorite of mine because it teaches a team how to properly move against another team, when to press the advantage, when to disengage. You learn all of these things from the game mode of melee and sidearm only. And you got that was unbelievably close. That was down to one kill at the very end.
It was a close match.
Yeah.
Yep. And at the for the fifth match, I didn't think it would get to this, but I'm very happy it did because I just wanted to see a 6v6 or a match where it's sword hilts only. Sword hilts only. And
You got your wish.
I got my wish, and
Yep.
you guys
Lost.
You guys lost. You guys got demolished.
I was surprised that sword hilts
annihilated.
hilts only didn't go till the timer, right? They just came in.
I was unbelievably
smashed
impressed
us.
as well. Yeah, no, they. I
Yeah.
mean, I thought it was going to be like a Bruce Lee movie or something where it's just one guy and you guys are doing a bunch of 1v1s. Nope, they basically pulled like a 300 or I don't know what some other movie where one team just kind of rolls through it's basically Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the March of the Rohirrim, and Dream Team were the Rohirrim, and you guys were the Orcs, and you guys just got fucking flattened and
But
annihilated
at
by
least,
this.
you know what though? At least we had fun and we weren't sitting on the fucking sidelines. You know what I'm saying, Taffy?
Mhm.
Hey,
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Yeah.
You know, and
No,
I
no,
remember
true.
I remember
I get
Breyer saying to Patrick, I said, you know what, let's trade out. Why don't you play for me? And then all of a sudden, when given that opportunity, I remember Holtzman very specifically saying to me, "No, Pope, I'm scared. You go for me."
I have chat transcripts. I have
Prove it.
texts.
Prove it. Show
You
me.
did back- you
'Cause
did
right
back
now-
down from it. You're like, nah.
Ah.
You're like, no.
Well, we have an interesting poll that I put up for the chat. It's GG Dream Team, and the options were to vote for GG Well Played, GG Nice Sword Hilts, or GG Way to Teabag Tefty. And 75% of our chat approved of Blue Westlow's and the Dream Team's teabagging prowess on you, sir. So
On me?
yeah,
You got back.
Although we didn't stick to our
Did you
original
not get
strategy. Going in, I told you guys to teabag Rabby. Just be
merciless in the teabagging. I remember that.
in
yeah.
the teabagging.
I bagged Rabby.
And you guys delivered. And notice that was the game that you guys won. That was the game that you guys won. And and the other games, we didn't really get any of the bagging in, and I was really relying on that to kind of throw Rabby
I was
off
bagging.
tilt.
Well,
I was bagging.
we
the whole time.
we got to experience
I was
firsthand.
like casual bagging. I was hideline bagging. I was running up and bagging somebody else's kill.
Well, we
I
got
was- it was a buffet of bagging for me. So I didn't know what you guys were doing.
well, we got to experience
Oh,
firsthand
yeah,
the dream bag is what we got. It's trademarked
dream
now.
bag.
It's been trademarked. It's called the dream bag, and it's three of them rotating between our dead corpses and mercilessly teabagging us. That's called the dream bag.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. I'm looking forward to the next one. These things are a ton of fun every time we do them. Big ups to the Dream Team this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
GG's all around. That was a lot of fun.
We got
hated the
any
hill
Destiny
team.
news we want to talk about? You guys want to talk about the audio stream that Bungie had today?
Yeah.
I'd much rather talk about the division, but okay.
You want to talk about the division first?
No.
We can talk about the division.
It'll come up at some point during the podcast, I'm sure. But I don't want to.
For sure.
I don't want to lead off, so to speak, with just the division.
All right.
All right. So Bungie did its. Well, they had two parts to the audio stream today. They advertised this about a week, maybe 2 weeks in advance.
Yep.
The first half of the stream was a vid doc, old school Bungie style vid doc stuff.
It was
I've been watching
fantastic.
since-
It was so
yeah,
good.
stuff we've been watching since like the Halo days, Halo 2 days. I remember watching these things when Halo 2 was like, just a sparkle in Bungie's eye. And that was really cool. They showed a lot of the voice actors doing their thing. They showed like the audio team going out to a gun range and firing all the weapons to get sound effects for that. That was a very entertaining. Was it 20 minutes?
Was it?
Half an hour?
Yeah, it's
That
about
was
20.
about 15 minutes. But yeah,
15, 20 minutes.
It was
And then they
fantastic.
moved on from there, and they did a little couch session, right, where they had two actors who played voice roles in The Taken King, and some before that, as well as a couple of audio engineers, and that was pretty entertaining as well. I found that it was drawn out toward the end, but I'm not as big a fan as watching actors talk about their craft as some are. I tend to actively avoid it. In fact, it breaks the illusion for me when I see how an actor actually behaves in person compared to how I want their character to behave. But it was interesting to see how that stuff comes together. They talked a lot about the future of the Queen, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
A
that
little spoiler?
was the big thing. Okay, we need to announce a spoiler alert.
Spoiler
time.
alerts.
Possible spoiler alerts. If you didn't watch the vid-doc and get it spoiled already, you've been warned. Yeah, so I don't think that was supposed to happen. Maybe, I don't know, but one of the writers was like, yeah, he just kind of casually slipped it in that the Queen is still alive and she'll probably be coming back.
I don't think they said that specifically.
Yeah.
They said there's more story to tell about the
There's more story to tell about her, and we'll see how the character changes and develops, or something along those lines. I don't have the exact quote. I didn't write it down, but yeah, I'm happy because there were talks of possibly space pirates coming in at some point, and I mean, I like Metroid.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
It was
I figured there's no way that they were going to kill off the queen that quick.
Oh no,
You know, and it was such a mystery.
Character.
Yeah, exactly. She's a great character. I'm excited that there's going to be more. I actually didn't watch the vid doc yet because I was sleeping in. So sorry about that.
it's okay. I tried to sleep in today, but that vid doc it got me hyped. It was good. It was really good.
Nice.
It was a lot.
It was very
watch
fun
it.
to watch.
The biggest question that I had leaving it was who the hell voiced Oryx, because it was specifically asked, and Bungie was like, yeah, he wanted to remain anonymous, but he's a Bungie guy. So let those theories just start flying.
That's great.
What if it was Deej?
They specifically said it was an audio. It was one of the audio engineers.
Oh.
So
Oh, interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
how about somebody check the credits and they would put him.
no,
in
it's still anonymous.
Oh,
He did not wish to remain named at all.
oh, interesting.
Probably.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I don't know about you guys, but the one part of the vid doc that I really enjoyed seeing is I kind of like voice acting just a little bit. Was seeing all the different voice actors: Nathan Fillion, Bill Nighy, Morla, D. Bradley Baker, just the whole gamut of voice actors and actresses, just playing their characters for just the small little sound bites. And I didn't realize that the voice for Xur, the guy was so animated. You think he would be kind of like hunched over or something, but no, this guy was just like in a chair, moving his arms all around. It was basically a full acting experience, except you never actually get to see him. You just see Xur in the
That's
game.
cool.
It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that vid doc now.
No, Tefty, as an audio guy, you'll like seeing. You'll love seeing one of the guy's synthesizer rigs that he has.
Nice.
It's crazy. I don't even
Did
know
you
what
say
the hell's
what it
going
was?
on.
What kind it was?
He custom built it.
Oh, nice.
It's one of the guys had like a guitar pickup with basically guitar pickup line plugged into it, and he was just like putting putting it up against phones, TV screens to pick up the electrical interference.
Yeah, the
and
EMFs,
then and then they showed what those sounds were in the game as well, and those sounds ended up being like a lot of the Fallen invisibility, a lot of the like basically the Fallen reavers that would go invisible and slice you up a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Fascinating stuff. This is actually one of the most interesting vidocs that they've put out, I think.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. I would. There's about 6 jobs I would love to have that they showed off in that vid doc.
Mhm.
Mostly
I'll take
shooting the
one
guns.
I'll take voice acting. I'll just give me a script and I'll talk, and that'd be cool.
We also got a couple of matchmaking updates this week. One dropped early in the week. One dropped today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody notice any differences?
No
I didn't try
comment.
it out yet.
No comment. Has anyone actually played Destiny this week?
Yeah, I have.
I have.
Okay. Okay. Did you please be able to
I
talk
didn't
about
play
it?
the matchmaking. I played
Yeah.
like one game. That was it.
I did the Arms Day video. That's the only time I logged in.
I didn't play a lot, so I don't feel like I can. I don't feel like I can really say that it mattered extremely. That it was a huge change. I want to like play with the settings for another week to really kind of make a judgment on it. I think I didn't get a chance to play today, so I don't know where we are with it.
It's not exactly an Iron Banner week where we're all in the Crucible 24/7. And the Division did just drop this week,
Yeah,
which,
that-
if you're a Destiny fan, you've almost undoubtedly been looking forward to for quite some time.
Can we just put a rain check on the matchmaking thing because
All right.
or
That'd
talk
probably be
about it
wise. Yeah.
because I think all of us played the Division, like all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not hyped about it. The game.
You're not hyped about it? No.
No, I'm not. Like, I don't
Did
know.
you already hit rank 30?
I'm not level 30. I'm like 17, but basically with Destiny, like I logged in and it's like, oh my god, I cannot. And when I was going to sleep, I was like, damn it, why am I sleeping? I want to play this. And with Division, I was like, oh fuck, I might have to wake up and play Division tomorrow or something. I don't know.
I've played it extensively, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm finding it's much more a solo experience than I expected it to be. Some of that I think is because of the decisions they made. You know, if you're playing and like me and Tefty say we're best friends, and Tefty's jumped on a little bit earlier than he did, and he's a few levels higher than me. Let's say he's an 11 and I'm an 8, and I finally get on. We're playing together, and we want to do a mission together. Well, Tefty's doing all the work because I can't even damage those enemies.
Yeah.
You know, like if we jump into a mission and try and play together, it automatically scales whatever mission you're at up to the highest level player, which is a real bummer.
Yeah.
Very big bummer.
Basically, you have to wait to hit level 30 to kind of equalize all that stuff out, which means that you're going to be playing up through level 30. Well, you can use the in-game matchmaking, but I haven't had success with that. I can talk about that later. Up to level 30 by yourself. But then once you hit level 30, okay, great. Now me and Tefty can play together, but there's no end game.
Yeah.
You can go to the Dark Zone. You can try and grind for loot in the Dark Zone, but there's no PvE end game. There's no raid. There's no Nightfall equivalent. There are daily missions you can do to
roll that
earn
out.
Phoenix
Yeah.
coins.
That's part of their year-long plan is to basically add more end-game content to it. But the game basically launched with no end game.
Some of it's coming for free.
itself.
Some of it's going to be paid DLC.
I mean,
Yeah.
Destiny technically didn't launch with Endgame aside from a Nightfall.
Right. Well, the
Vault of Glass
That's true.
didn't come
Vault
out
of
until
Glass
2 weeks
came-
after.
So it was
maybe
a
that's
week.
what we
That
could
was
be
a
looking
week
forward
after.
to. In
Was it a week after?
I'm pretty sure it was a week.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
that's what we can look forward to in the Division as well. Maybe they're holding something back, but
Mhm.
they haven't even mentioned it. We knew there was going to be a raid in Destiny before we got there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it was a known quantity. The Division developers have been pretty cagey about Endgame.
Yeah. I'm level 19 now on the PC, and I've approached it as a solo player because a lot of these type of games I enjoy solo first, and then bringing in people to have the multiplayer experience because I feel like you get two sides of the game that way. Like I played Borderlands 2 solo. I played even the Story of Destiny solo first. Yeah, I've been enjoying it, but I think the comparisons to Destiny is very unfair because again,
very unfair.
There's no space magic. There's no supers. The gunplay is very different. I think the gunplay is more like Uncharted, and then I think the loot system is more like Diablo, with the crafting and the type of perks. Like you get lifesteal on some of these perks. You get XP bonuses on some of the perks and all that. And also it's set in New York City, modern day, with like Mission Impossible style gadgets. So it's really unfair to say, hey, is this going to kill Destiny, or is Destiny going to kill it, or blah, blah, blah. Can they coexist or whatever? It's like, they're different games, you know, they're going to entice different type of people. There's a cross section of first person shooter people and RPG people that enjoy that center cut. And Destiny has grown that center cut further, and Division is like off to the side in a different area. It's like mostly RPG with third person shooter. So I've been having fun with it. You know, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the end game because I haven't gotten there yet.
I will say this though, Tefty, is that, you know, it does share something in common with it supposedly shared something in common with Destiny in that you'd be able to go and play PvE cooperatively with your friends.
Yeah.
That's, I think, for me, that was the biggest highlight of the game. I was hoping for a big PvE, you know, community shooter or community game where, you know, all those guys that I used to raid with in Destiny, all right, we could get excited for brand new content in this other game. We could play it together. But at least in the leveling up process, it's not that easy to do.
Yeah. That's too bad. You know what Diablo does is they give you basically fake levels when you're in a party with somebody that has higher levels. So everybody gets matched up to the same level, but the drops for them are the lower level, and there's like a fake inflation of their damage and their health and all that that's averaged out. It's too bad they didn't do that, because then
that would've been
you could.
smart.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see not doing that for the Dark Zone, but at least in the PvE areas.
Yeah, for the missions and all that, leveling through it. Yeah, it's too bad.
Well, I think it's interesting that I put out a poll on stream. It says, "Did you buy The Division?" And the options were that, yes, I loved it. My new Destiny. Second option is yes, I enjoyed it, but Destiny is my jam. The third is no, I didn't get it, and I'm not interested. And the fourth is no, I haven't played yet. I haven't played, but want to. So, I'm a little surprised at how stark this contrast is, but maybe not, since we're a Destiny specific podcast. But they no, I didn't get it and I'm not interested is 51%, and with 6% coming in, yes, I loved it, my new Destiny. And so between it just I guess that's not, maybe it's a little surprising for me, because right now with this content drought, I find that The Division has been really engaging for me and interesting. It's definitely not, I would fall into it that it's not gonna replace Destiny for me. It hasn't grabbed me like Holtzman was saying, but I really am enjoying going into the Dark Zone and playing with my friends and doing different missions, and I'm really enjoying it. I am concerned about, I know they announced a raid for next month and it's going to be free, and they've announced daily, weekly, things that are coming out. I can see a lot of the flavor of Destiny leaking its way in, and it's really cool. But if I was going to if we were a Division podcast and it was starting to critique the game, there's still a lot of room for that game to grow. And and I'm sure the guys in their community are really kicking it up and critiquing it, but it is fun. I'm enjoying it, but I will be back to Destiny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do like playing the PvE. It's fun. I like that New York setting. I like how fleshed out that world is. Like, I'm constantly finding new areas to explore. Like, I'll just run across a manhole cover that's open, go down it, and like there's all sorts of stuff down there. You'll walk through an alleyway and you'll see a door open. You go in and explore an entire building, pull out all sorts of trendy caps and puffy jackets and stuff. Like it's a fun game to explore in, and it looks nice. It just looks
nice.
Gorgeous. And that Dark Zone is fun. It's not the Crucible. It's not going to scratch that itch. Yeah. But it is fun to go in there. It's fun to, become a rogue agent. It's fun to try and get gear out when there are rogue agents around. There is compelling gameplay there.
Yeah.
It's not going to, if they don't improve though, if they don't add to that, it's not going to be it's not going to be engaging for very long for me.
For me, the reason I'm not drawn into it is, so Destiny and Division are, fairly, they have a lot of similar aspects. Both of them, the main thing that you're doing is shooting stuff in the game. Mm-hmm. And the shooting mechanics of the Division do not work for me. It's just, there's something about it. The shooting doesn't feel satisfying. I think a lot of it might have to do with just how tanky a lot of the enemies feel. You end up having to, I don't know. You just end up having to do too much damage to something, and then like your shots don't stagger enemies as well. Like, say you land a sniper headshot on a guy that's charging you with a baseball bat, and he just keeps charging at you. And you're like, well, that sucks. Okay. But yeah, when I moved to Destiny, like everything feels really, really solid about it.
I feel like I've staggered enemies
with a shotgun. You can stagger them with a shotgun.
No, I'm staggering with
rifle
snipers.
too. If you use a single shot rifle, staggers off.
Okay.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Right now, what we're experiencing is the mid game, and in the mid game of Destiny, there's times where enemies feel like tanks.
Yeah,
that's very.
As soon as you hit that end game, and you start getting the weapons that actually mean something, a lot of those guys get ripped up really fast. So
Yeah.
I think like you need to keep that perspective in place of like, okay, this is what it feels like to be like level 15 right now in Destiny. You know, going through some of this content that's maybe a little bit more on the difficult side because you're under leveled a little bit or whatever, and then as soon as you get those rare the purples and the yellows start dropping, I'm sure the feel like it has to feel different. It has to feel like you're tearing through enemies.
What rank are you right now, Tufty?
I'm just hit 19.
In PvE or PvP?
I've only been doing PvE. I haven't done any Dark Zone because I'm playing solo through the mission or the story first, and then getting squads in together to go and do stuff.
Once you hit level 30, it unlocks the challenge mode for all the missions. So right off the bat, there's regular mode, there's hard mode. Once you hit level 30, there's a challenge mode that unlocks, and there's like better loot rewards. But you go right back to having those tanky enemies.
Yeah, I watched some, and I watched some level 30 gameplay, and it just looks. And here's the problem that we had with Destiny early on was that the characters just have more health and shield.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really behave or interact with their environment different. It's this slow, cumbersome moving boss that kind of moves around the map after you, and if it gets close enough, it does extreme amounts of damage. I think the Division suffers from their boss fight mechanics, very similar to early Destiny. It's not very engaging for me that way. I gotta tell you, I didn't find any of the boss fights so far to be of a tier where I said, well, that was fun,
Yeah.
All,
they
all
don't
the
look
boss
any
fights,
different too. All the enemies kind of look the same. They do some different stuff. Like some of them will run at you with a hatchet or with a baseball bat. Some of them will sit back with a sniper rifle. But they all kind of look the same. So there's not a whole lot of variety there.
The sniper looks like a hunter in Destiny. You see that with the hood, the cape?
The guy with the poncho.
Yeah.
I saw him.
And one of the things,
that's a hunter.
and one of the things I think that's going to keep me at Destiny is I enjoy the concept of like a sci-fi shooter. I like the creativity of being able to make up guns and come from different places in sci-fi lore, and it's just fun to be in that environment where the sky's the limit, right? You can create your own physics. The problem that Division has is it's very tied to the real world, right? It's not.
But there's still creativity that could be at play there. With the crafting system, you could be crafting weapons that not every gun has to be an M1A1 or a SCAR or an M4. You've got a crafting system. Let us craft something that's totally ridiculous. All the enemies. Okay, so we're doing humans, but some of these guys could be huge, hulking, like steroid-ridden monsters, and other guys could be these little skinny, crafty guys that kind of run around peeking behind corners all the time. There is some variety in human form. I think they could have embraced that a little bit more. I feel like I'm bagging on the game an awful lot. It's a game I do enjoy. Like I've been enjoying my time with it. It's just a little. I've had a few disappointments with it, mainly around the multiplayer aspects.
There were some issues. There were some issues with networking. The
launch was very rocky.
Yeah,
the launch was very rocky.
The first things they ask you to do is queue up in line to activate your agent.
3 hours?
Did you guys hit this? There was
I
18 people waiting in a room trying to use one laptop.
Yeah, and it was
like,
bugged.
how is this the first thing you do?
Yeah,
it was
I
crazy.
got into a lobby where it was bugged and it wouldn't activate at all, so I had to log out and relog in.
It wasn't bugged.
would-
It was just you were waiting for it to become available.
No, for me, like he would actually get to the terminal,
Yeah.
and he'd get on the keyboard and do the tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick, and then nothing would
Right.
happen.
Exactly. You were
Yeah,
waiting
do it
because
over and
was
over.
so busy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had to relog into a server that hopefully didn't have as many people in it.
Exactly, yeah.
The thing that I'm having the most fun with is the Dark Zone and running in with teams of with my squad and just ruining people. That's what I enjoy. It's like so like there's a PvE component if you're not familiar with the game and you're just been living under a rock, right? I'm just kidding. But if there's a PvE component, and I think the enemies in the Dark Zone are more interesting to me than the ones outside. So they're harder, they're more, aggressive. Yeah. And Dark Zone is kind of divided up in different regions based on how your level is. And I'm a level, I want to say 18 in the Dark Zone right now. And it's fun because you can work together, and you see a guy put up a whatever loot you have in the Dark Zone. The only way to get it out is to put it up in an evacuation in a helicopter, and so you can't take it out with you. And if you die there, you lose it. So I'm sitting there, and you sit there and as a group, as a team, and you're waiting for somebody to come to one of those evacuation areas and put up a flare, and then you just time it so that you snag their stuff, kill them, snag their stuff, put it on the rope, and by the time they've spawned in and are coming back to challenge you, their stuff is gone. And so it's kind of messed up, but it's a lot of fun. And we went, I was with a group of 4, and we went rogue for almost an hour, where we were just stayed rogue, and people kept challenging us in the map to kill us. And I think it's a lot of fun, but it's not enough there. I want to see them display some cool weekly events and monthly events to see if they can make it more interesting.
Yeah, well, we're only like 3 or 4 days and 3 days into the game right now, so we'll see what happens with it. I'm still interested in the game. I'm just not as drawn to it as I once was. But yeah,
well, people are calling me, like, saying I'm a dick in the chat for doing that. That's the name of the game in the Dark Zone. There are no rules.
Not me, Pope. I'm going in there. I'm trying to help people tie
Oh,
their shit
you
to the
are
ropes.
not.
Oh no, man. Like, if people are having a tough time with some of those purple
Mhm.
enemies, I'm in there. I'm like, hey,
Sure.
man, you need a pat on the back. I'm there for
Yeah.
you. Let me load up your gun for you. Let me grease that barrel. Come on, man. I got your back. Dude.
Sure. You know what I do is I start shooting the purple enemy so that they get this confidence that I'm like, oh, they're working with me, right? And then I wait for them.
Just playing mind games.
Then I wait for them.
Literally a troll, man.
Right, and then I wait for them to throw a grenade at an enemy because right? And so then I run out to the enemy and I get hit by the grenade, and that turns them into being rogue. And there you go. Turn around and kill them.
Wow.
But the real question, though, here is, has your Destiny RNG moved with you to the division? That's the real question right
I
there.
did get
What kind of loot are you
I did
picking
get
up over there?
a purple drop at level 15. So I'm not buying my stuff. I'm there. It's all drops. So I'm all blue equipment right now, and I've got a purple shotgun, a double-barreled shotgun. It's freaking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting good drops, but I can't tell if it's above the board or not. There's not that same excitement to, like, in Destiny where you got the Galahorn, or I'm gonna stop comparing the two. But a lot of people who know me as a player of Destiny, they really want my opinion on, like, well, does the Division stack up to it? And but it has
we're seeing in chat constantly.
Yeah,
when we stream,
that's true. And it's so has my RNG transferred over? I think it has, and especially when my RNG can include stealing other people's good luck.
Wow.
So
one day in Destiny.
It's actually really fun because if you go in with a good squad, man, you can go rogue and just, whoo, man.
I cannot wait for the day that your RNG finally runs out in Destiny, and your inventory is a barren wasteland, and all that you have to enjoy is dust and ash.
Barren wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that player trading comes along, and
there it is.
You're gonna remember all the supportive things I had to say.
That's
about
right, Briar. If you could just.
I don't want your
I might just send you a message, Briar.
Briar greased your barrel in the Dark Zone.
I might just send you a message, Briar, that, hey, I have 12, 1,000-yard stairs. You can pick which one you want, and then I'll just give it to you.
Thanks, Pope.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah, thanks. Patrick's not going to get a single one, though.
I don't want your charity. I'm an adult.
We did have some rumors about Destiny. Does that conclude the Division podcast number one?
Yeah.
Well, everyone, welcome to the Planet Division
Yeah.
podcast. This is
Absolutely.
episode number 1, and that was the end of it. If you want to find us, go to PlanetDestiny.com, as we have not filed for a new domain name yet.
Hey, and I don't think we will, because as soon as content drops for Destiny, my ass is back here playing it.
I also have zero desire to make any content at all for that game. It just, I don't enjoy it the way I enjoy Destiny. And I think it just comes down to the shooting mechanics for me. It's just not. It doesn't feel.
I don't have a problem with you're not as connected as a character. Obviously, the difference between third person and first person is you're not. You don't feel like you're actually firing a gun. But I don't have a problem too much with the weapons. I like that there's a ton of recoil, so you feel like you got to control them. Well, until you get them upgraded.
Just get an LMG, and then the first 5 shots of it are kind of wonky, but then after that, it gets more stable as you shoot it.
I'm surprised to hear that, because I've been all over the single shot sniper type rifles.
Oh my goodness,
Like,
Briar! I have a blue M60 that has 100 rounds in the magazine, and you're just like, it's just insane.
The LMGs with 100 rounds feel really good for all the bullet sponges in that game.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like, okay, cool, I can just unload and not care.
These guys down.
Yep.
I'm with Briar on this, but maybe it's because I've been playing solo, and being solo, you get to pick your encounters very specifically, so you can just take cover, like try to do some quick scopes, and quick scoping in it is actually kind of fun to try to do that. So yeah, I've been enjoying getting a bunch of those marksman rifles and swapping out. I got a fast fire rate one, which is a lot of fun, even though it burns through ammo. I feel like I'm using a scout rifle with a lot of impact.
Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off, but we should probably end the Planet Division podcast.
Yeah.
And move on to Destiny. So, what was this rumor that was floating around, Briar? Because we have no real news. The weekly update comes out tomorrow.
This was interesting. I can't remember. I'm trying to actually find the story, but my browser locked up and everything's crashing on me like crazy.
I'll see if I can find it real quick.
But the rumor's pretty cool. It was a rumor that said, because the Nintendo NX is going to be launching with a Pokemon game,
this one, yeah.
Activision is very interested in bringing Destiny 2, they call it Beyond Destiny, to the Nintendo NX. And not only that, but they plan on bringing Destiny in whatever form it sits in at the beginning of 2017 to the Nintendo NX as well. It's an interesting rumor. I don't know, if we can believe it. I don't know how valid it is.
They also mentioned something else in that rumor, and they said that it was going to be holiday season of 2017 of when Beyond Destiny shows up for the NX. Now, we don't know whether or not that's like across the board. Beyond Destiny is 2017 holiday, because largely Nintendo consoles get AAA titles after Xbox and PlayStation. So I don't know if it's like a broad
apparently
launch.
In chat, someone says that rumor was debunked.
Well, part of it was debunked.
Yeah. What part of it was?
Irk came out on Twitter and said, he made kind of a joke about the Beyond Destiny part of it, right? But I mean, Beyond Destiny, that wasn't the part of the rumor that was juicy, right? The part of the rumor that's juicy, Destiny coming to the NX, Destiny 2 coming to the NX, the timeline of Destiny coming in early 2017. What's that mean for the timeline of Destiny 2? That's the juice in that rumor. Like, I could care less what Destiny 2 is called.
Yeah.
I don't think it will come out for the NX. I just like, okay, why would you make it come out for a Nintendo? Spend all the time developing it for a Nintendo console, which statistically, like, it feels like that's just a waste of development time, when there's this other faction of gamers called PC gamers that have been kind of not foaming at the mouth, but they are very interested in having Destiny on the PC, and that seems like a much wiser investment than, say, developing a title for the NX.
It might not necessarily come out of Bungie's pocket, though. It might be Nintendo.
You get a third party to do it.
Exactly, yeah. Nintendo might be the third party, or hiring a third party that takes all the assets and turns it into an NX version, so Bungie doesn't have to handle it.
And it could very much be a Nintendo pays Activision to do this kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like they're launching a new console next year. Like or this year. That's happening, right? We're going to hear about this thing at E3. It's going to be out holiday 2017. They want big games on this console.
Well, maybe
Division is a big game.
maybe we'll be hearing it at E3 if it's still around.
Yeah. I don't know. We
If
just gotta
E3
wait.
is still
and
around,
see.
or if Nintendo is still around.
No, the E3. I mean, companies are leaving E3 in droves. I mean,
Yeah, I noticed that.
and it's like some big name
Well,
Well, okay.
announcements.
So regardless of E3 getting whether or not E3 is going to happen, but whatever the news timeline happens of when announcement happens, the NX, it does make sense that they see Destiny making huge splashes in gaming, and then saying we need Destiny on the new Nintendo console to bring in some of those people, some of those hardcore gamers.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense to me for Activision to do it, right? Especially if Nintendo is incentivizing that kind of activity. It also, if Nintendo comes out and releases a more powerful system, it could be the best version of Destiny that's available. It could be the best version of Destiny 2 that's available. And that's compelling. It's a compelling rumor. I don't know if it's true. It's compelling, though.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's all we got to say about that.
I don't know. I'm just sitting there going, man, NX. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, but for now it's a rumor.
Yeah, and that's how I look at it too. Although at the same time, Nintendo knows they have to make changes, and they've had some pretty serious problems in the past, like with the YouTube thing, and they're learning. They're looking to grow out of what they are right now. So if they do make a new console that's better than the current, better than the PS4 and the Xbox One, and then say, guess what, you can also play a better version of Destiny on it. I mean, from a marketing perspective, that could be major.
Well, if I could port my character over.
Yeah, if I could port my damn character, at that point almost 3 years worth of work over.
Yeah.
Or
Let's say they do that.
2 years.
Maybe.
Let's say
They do that.
Let's say they do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, again, we'll have to see if it actually happens. But if they do it, no, friends list on the PS4, like they're already over here. I can guarantee you that my clan will not go, yeah, we're all gonna buy NXs so we can switch over. No, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're over on that console, we can win some PvP scrims that way.
Yeah. And maybe Pope would actually play better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's true.
that's not right.
No, it's true. I should have held up my end better.
If you're gonna toss it, you're gonna get it.
I would like to see a console that I can play Mario Maker 2 on and Destiny 2. That would be that'd be a pretty good value, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Any other news today? We got anything else we want to talk about today?
Well, the weekly update did not come out today because I imagine Deej was busy doing the thing today, or
Yeah, we'll be out
stream.
tomorrow.
audio thing. Yeah, they said they'll come out tomorrow, where they'll go over what they did in the live stream, and then probably not have any news because when they said they'll be ready to announce news when they're ready. So I don't know. I'm gonna predict 3 weeks. 3 weeks until we actually hear any newsy news from Bungie about something, anything. Yeah,
I can't
Yeah.
hear Briar.
Do you think in the beginning of April you're going to start hearing some news?
probably. Yeah. Like
And then you're
Yeah.
thinking May for a release date?
I'm thinking we'll hear news when it's about 3 weeks out from them doing stuff. So
Like a House of Wolves timetable?
yeah, so I imagine like 6 weeks from now we should be getting content ish. This is just me bullshitting. I have no sources or anything on it. I'm just
I could see them announcing it early,
Uh-huh.
but then actually starting like to show it in their live streams like 3 weeks out, kind of like what they did with House of Wolves.
That's
So
what
I wouldn't be surprised if they announced it, this week, next week, the week after, anytime now, really. Gave us the name, gave us a couple of juicy hints, but yeah,
that's how I feel. I feel like
beginning of April feels aggressive to me.
Yeah, I feel like they built the Twitch studio. They're doing the vidocs and they're doing these streams now. I feel like they've prepped that so they could probably start dropping some sort of hints at things like maybe a date, just like you're talking about, some juicy tidbits, and then because May is like, God, that makes me cry inside.
Well, if they are spending this much amount of time on the Twitch equipment and the live stream, they're doing a stress test right now. They've got to be. And if their if a big part of their marketing is pushing out the new content with streaming it and promoting it, and they want to do it again that way, and this time do it better, right? With this new studio, I think you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it here. You're gonna see them do it, and it's gonna be announced on the live stream and broadcast that way. So it's gonna be pretty cool.
There is one piece of news. I guess it's newsworthy.
Before we move on, Patrick, I want to address this real quick. One thing we forgot to mention about the live stream that they did today was that they actually introduced a sub button on their Bungie channel.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
And they changed the chat about halfway through the broadcast to sub-only mode.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we were actually hosting a chat on PlanetDestiny, so I didn't actually go over there and see what happened to the chat once they went to sub-only mode.
I had it pulled up, and it wasn't like chill because there were so many subscribers. But like, I mean, it was sure as shit civil. I'll tell you that.
Subscribers.
We were talking about what are they going to do to calm that down.
Subscribers.
How much are they? How much are you paying?
$4.99 a month, just like you would to any other channel.
Yeah, so normal Twitch stuff.
And they're donating that to charity.
Yeah.
Nice. They went into like a 5-minute, 10-minute spiel in the beginning about what charities they're specifically going to.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
If you would like to go to Bungie's stream and talk shit and just
it's diarrhea
out of your mouth with them, you gotta pay $5 a month to do it.
I think people are going to be more hesitant to do that if they did pay $5 a month, and then they're worried about getting banned from the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay right? Yeah. That's smart. I like that they're doing charity on that. That's really cool.
I subbed. Nice. I think one of our mods, TH Koner, put it out on Twitter. He's like, "Hey, they have a sub button." I was like, "Oh, cool." Go in there.
Yeah, he called it. He called it before the show even started. He's like, "They have a sub button. They're going to change that chat to sub only."
It was about an hour before the show went live, and yeah, he called it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys want to do some Twitter questions?
Yeah, I mean, it's a slow week for news, so we can go ahead and move to Twitter questions right now.
Yep.
All right, Jason Verily at My Geek Dad. I like that name. Which raid are you most looking forward to, and one change you want to see in that raid? I'm sorry. Assuming year 1 raids to come to year 2, which raid are you most looking forward to, and one change you want to see in that raid?
Vault of Glass.
I think that's pretty
7th chest.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer, right? Nobody's gonna pick Crota's End here.
Yeah,
I'll pick Crota's End. Fuck it.
Yeah, but you're lying to us and yourself.
How would you change it? Holtz?
Fix like the being able to solo it for the most part, like being able to jump across the bridge and everything.
No warlocks are allowed.
I don't know. Fix those mechanics and then make people actually do that bridge encounter, because it's one of those things that really forces everyone to play together, but then also count on themselves as a player.
Yeah.
I like that fight when you do it properly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. It's a fun encounter.
Yeah. Or just make it easier to solo, because one of the two. Make the dial go harder or easier. Just change the dial.
Do you guys want to see Taken stuff in there? In either raid?
No, I want to see the next thing. Whatever the next thing is, right? We've defeated Oryx, we've defeated the Taken. I want to see the next thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not assuming that we're going to get some sort of story progression in spring? Like, do you guys actually think they're gonna have like a meaty?
Yeah,
piece
they're
of
gonna have
story that's
PvE
push it?
content. That's
Yep.
story. That's story.
Yeah?
Definitely.
I think there's going to be something. They're probably setting. It's not going to be something big, I don't think, but they're probably going to be setting something up for the next DLC that's down the road.
Okay.
So, yeah.
If they're going down that path, then it would be awesome if they actually extended Crota's End. Like maybe. Nah, well, this would be like a whole nother raid. But if you started or you ended after killing Crota's End, and then there was a raid beyond that, maybe you go through it in reverse and there's new bosses.
Maybe you have to escape the pit.
Yeah, escape the pit. That would be really fun.
There you go.
I did not think that they were gonna like really push the story forward. That's interesting.
I don't think it's going to be a huge push forward. We might learn the whereabouts of the queen or something. I mean, the voice actress was in the studio today, even though I doubt they would actually do work. And she's local to Seattle, so she can come in at any time and do work. Yeah, you know, we probably will see some like fleshing out of the queen's storyline some.
Sure.
And then that will set up for, you know, what's going to happen next. So we know the queen's alive, you know, and she's ready to start whooping ass now that and now that Oryx is gone. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe her getting affected by the Taken Blast or something, you know, changed her, and now the queen is gonna be like a frenemy. She's still your friend, but now she's, you know, she wants to conquer more. So like, I don't know.
Wait, you're saying that she's the Taken Queen?
Oh yeah. Wow. No. She's the new Taken King.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be excited to see anything new. But for me personally, I'm not expecting them to push anything forward story-wise. I'm expecting them to refresh things, so we can continue playing in this world or do the sandbox a little bit different, what new weapons and all that.
I'd be incredibly disappointed with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I definitely want new content. I want something the size of House of Wolves at least.
I agree.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I'm just not setting myself up to then get disappointed.
Setting the bar low. Let them
I'm setting it
surpass that
so
bar.
low for me right now. I'm being like, oh my God, you repainted things. Wow.
Good job.
Oh, there better be like double the weapons that we have now if there's going to be a big content drought, and make that shit drop like candy. Like,
Yes.
fuck PvE content, fuck new PvP content. I don't care. Just make the drops more, and so then I can make this shoot to loot game actually have loot in it.
Yes.
Thanks. And then Poke can also, you know, then start a hourly blog of his new 1,000-yard stare roll or whatever.
Yeah, he's going to start a blog called The 1,000-Yard Stare, where it's just him staring at you while he looks at his inventory.
I like it. Sysid at Noah Yoder. Do you think we'll get the brand new exotics in the database as well as some old ones brought to year 2? What would you want?
Yes. I think was that two questions or was that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely think we're gonna get the exotics.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we might not get them all. We might have to wait till fall to get some of them.
That's right.
But we're gonna get them eventually.
We'll get them all back.
Yeah, and
They're
you know,
probably
we're
gonna
definitely
bring
going to get all the year 1 weapons moved up to year 2. We know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, except for Galahorn, right? Wasn't there specific
it'll
notes
come.
about Galahorn? Yeah?
Yeah,
I thought there was something about, like, in a Game Informer article about how that wasn't going to come until, like, year 3 or something.
Oh,
To
maybe.
refresh.
I don't remember them saying anything like that, but my memory isn't as good as it could be.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. Maybe. I'd be happy if Galahorn came back. I mean, people would, you know, have YouTube content to post of reacting to getting Galahorn, I guess. I don't know.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I'd be
No,
excited
but
to get that
yeah,
stuff,
like I guess to answer the question, will the stuff in the armory that's not in the game but it's just sitting there in the armory, will that come through? Yeah, probably. It better, and they better balance skip grenades so Shinobu's Vow doesn't become the new, you know, the new hotness.
Oh my God, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Randall at Yeshua 2K13. Which
Nailed it.
looter shooter do you guys think will be king as time goes by? Destiny or the Division?
Destiny.
Destiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
Division's cool, but I don't see it having legs.
And this isn't like being biased because I kind of have a job related to Destiny and the fact that I cover it. No, I think Destiny is a better game. From what I've seen so far, it has more depth.
I was all over the Division. I've been looking forward to that game for 2 years. I really wanted it to be something big. I wanted it to be, the other game that I play. I wanted it to be 50% of my video game time. It's just not going to be that, and I got to be honest with you, I'm disappointed about it.
Yep.
Kevin Jones at No Mention of Kev. What would your ideal weapon patch notes for the next update be? Mine would be more flinch on sniper rifles.
Oh yeah, did you guys see that tweet I put out this week?
Which one?
It was last week during Burning Shrine, and I had a rough day with matchmaking, but like the crowning thing that happened was I like got in front of this sniper who was fusion rifle range from me, and I just unload into him with a grasp of Malik, and his health I get his health down from being fully shielded to like a third red, and then he just domes me.
That's constant. Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? And you put it up on Twitter, and it's like, can we start a conversation about this, please? And we had a lot of really interesting things. I think maybe adding like a D-scope mechanic to snipers if you get hit, to instead of increasing flinch, because there's like this massive RNG thing of, yes, it can quote unquote take skill to control it, but there's so much RNG that like I will try to control it, and then I'll not hit them, or I'll just fire off a shot anyway, and the recoil will make it hit them anyway. I think adding a D-scope mechanic after a certain amount of damage is taken while scoped.
Would that go forward into PvE as well, or would it just be a PvP thing?
I feel like it needs to be a PvP thing, just a PvP thing.
Because that would stink to have that mechanic in PvE.
I completely agree. Like, they do that in Halo, and it made snipers relatively balanced in Halo. If you get shot and you're de-scoped, you're at a disadvantage. And I think it would fix quite a bit of like the hard scope city that happens constantly. At least there's a chance if you do get a spray off with the grasp, or you get a Mida multi-tool shot off, then there's a chance that they're not going to be able to dome you immediately. So
the other change for weapons, I don't know what the specific changes would entail, but I want primaries to be more relevant. And I think at this point, you can't really change specials that much. Specials aside from like sniper flinch, I feel like they're relatively balanced.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you're seeing so much special usage is because 99% of the primaries out there are just so underwhelming to use.
Yeah, they need to up that KD.
Yeah,
or the time to kill. They need to lower the time to kill. They need a faster time to kill on primary weapons.
Not too much faster. We're not advocating for like Call of Duty
0.2 seconds improvement, I think, across the board, except for like the stuff that's already a holdout. Like, obviously, we don't want faster time to kill on.
No, I think Last Word needs a faster time to kill completely. Being able to two-tap someone while hip firing is wonderfully balanced, I guess.
Well, like most weapons right now are balanced around like a 1 second time to kill, and there's outliers like the Mida multi-tool, the Last Word, stuff like that. But if you lowered like the average weapon to about a 0.8 second time to kill, you're gonna find them be much more competitive.
Yeah,
that's true.
You'll be able to challenge a sniper. You'll be able to, I don't know.
And you'll have much more variety in the weapons you can bring into the Crucible.
Exactly. You wouldn't see the same 4 primaries and people going, "Oh, he's just using that. He's a tryhard." No, it's just the only thing that's worth using right now. I'd love to use my full auto fire Suros DIS 43, but I'm sorry. Mida multi-tool kills in the same number of headshots. I'm going to use Mida.
Yeah.
Sir Please. What do you think they should do to Arcblade to make it actually get kills? Nothing. Those guys had their day in the sun. It's over. Titan Master Race. Moving on.
Fix the hit registry.
Fix the
solar Titan.
I think the proper way to address the arc blade is to nerf fusion rifles more. I think that would probably
Yeah,
be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's a good.
they might
That'd
just
be
need to
good
take that out of the game completely. Right?
I wouldn't have connected
Yeah.
those two dots, but as soon as you
Yeah.
said it, I knew it
it's
was
just
right.
boom. Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
but
glimmer at this point.
in reality, they need to fix the hit registration. The few times I've gone Blade Dancer just to try it out, it's like, okay, I slash at a guy, and they just kind of float up into the air or move backwards, and it's like, what?
It's weird, right? Because that didn't happen in year one that I can remember.
Not at all.
That's
No,
when
no,
they,
because
it's when they
the
fixed
lunge-
Titans. When at the
They
same
also
time.
they nerfed the lunge range of the Blade Dancer from like
Yeah.
7 meters to like 2 or something. I don't remember what the exact number changes were. I shouldn't spit those out until I
I
can
actually feel like
find
the lunge
source.
range right now feels okay. It's just that when I feel like I connect, it ought to get the kill.
It could go a little bit longer. It could go a little bit longer, I think. Not to what it was in year one, but certainly not as bad as it is now. There's a happy medium I feel like
Right.
they need to find.
There's definitely something wrong, and yeah, they gotta, whatever they did to the code, they gotta dig in and see what's going on with those hit registrations. Because honestly, if the hit registration was okay, I think it would actually be pretty balanced.
Yep, it'd be
Yeah.
good.
It'd be in a good spot. Yeah.
I think they've done some
Yep.
good changes to it.
Clifton Ampadinsa at Cliff Kwame. How much do you think about the average player when forming opinions? I assume he's talking about for YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Actually, all of my videos are entirely informed around the average player. I know it seems like I'm only trying to appeal to people that play the game a shit ton, but no. Basically, I'm going to tell you as an average player, it's not worth the limited time you probably play the game to try and, use hard light, because there's better stuff out there, and despite it, shooting really cool lasers, that doesn't really kill enemies that well. The average player is, our viewer base. Every single thing that I put out is directed towards the average player. So
For me, it's less than that. There's definitely some stuff I do that's really centered around the average player. If I talk about a weapon review or like shard it or keep it, I'm talking about a weapon that the language there is aimed at somebody who doesn't know anything about that weapon, right? But when I'm talking about like strategies for beating Oryx on hard mode, on challenge mode, there's 5% of the community that's actually ever going to see that, right? So I'm using language that those people are going to know and understand. I'm not thinking about the average player. So it really depends on what I'm talking about.
Yeah, anytime I've done reviews, I'm always thinking about, like what Pat is saying, the average player and how long it's going to take them to do, like you said, acquire this weapon, and is it worth it? Is the payoff there? And then balance that with also the average player's skill as well. And thinking like, Last Word is great. Yeah, like Last Word is great, but if you have a tough time with aiming and doing single fire shots, like keeping that stuff in mind with reviews is where I think it's important.
It's also like I don't like assuming what a player knows, but when I do a review, I'm going to try to assume that basic mechanics of the game. I don't like taking every single video. I think I used to show like exactly how many shots it takes to kill it for bodies and then headshots in PvP, and at one point I'm just gonna assume that you know how to hit the pause button on YouTube and do very basic math.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the time to kill is, but I'm not going to explain what time to kill is.
I'll give you an example of what the average time to kill is. Also, like I kind of have to think about if they're an average player, they may not, or basically a very skilled player doesn't need me to tell them that hard light isn't the best thing to use in PvP. The skilled player knows that through their experience playing the game, what they like using. They have a developed play style, I'm sure. If I feel that there's something I need to say to a more skilled player in a review, I'll try to say that, hey, for the skilled players out there, you actually might try incorporating it this way into your playstyle, but I try to keep everything average.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Eric Blaze at BlazeCW. What's missing from the Foundry weapon type combo would make you most excited from a design perspective? So I think he's looking for what are the missing weapons from the Foundry weapons that would really get you excited. He lists off the Omelon LMG for me. For him. For me, it'd be a Suros sniper. I think that could be really cool.
Omelon pulse rifle.
Omelon pulse rifle could be cool
That'd
too.
be nice.
Suros hand cannon. Hake machine gun. Hake rocket launcher.
I feel like a Hake machine gun would be the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know?
Right? Real talk though, a Suro sniper is definitely what I'm excited about.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
All this water to get my salt content down from that.
The zombie apocalypse reference. Good thing Pope's gone for that.
Yeah. Stephen Gulsby at Niv Biscuit. Without including power level, what's your favorite gun in Destiny? So all-time favorites. What is it?
All-time favorite was Fatebringer because it was the first time experiencing just instant headshot explosions on any enemy that I shot because of so much impact from it.
And then you reload it with that outlaw perk, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
God, it was so good. It was a
It
bloody
was so
race.
good.
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker was fun. We ran through the Vault of Glass this weekend together, and I actually did it again on stream, and we decided to use all Vault of Glass weapons for the raid. And I used Fatebringer, and I fell deeply in love with that gun again. I was using it today, like on regular story missions. It's just so fun.
It's awesome.
Heads
Oh,
are
man.
popping like crazy, explosions everywhere. Your reload is fast as hell. I love that gun.
Yep. Yeah, they peaked. They peaked really high with that weapon.
Yeah.
It sounds like Pope's using the microwave in the background.
Pope is microwaving a dinner right now.
I'm hungry too, man. I'm gonna cook a hamburger after this podcast. It's gonna be delicious.
Nice.
2 hamburgers.
Anthony
Nice.
Guta at Fearless Flyer 3. What are your guys' thoughts on adding a perk to raid armor to lower the cooldown of your ammo synths? I like this perk. This sounds fun to me. So you could get a perk that lowers the cooldown, so you could use heavy every 4 minutes instead of every 5 minutes.
That's interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool. If we have another like Crota's End type of situation, where your heavy was so important to kill Crota, or I mean to take on the shield on Crota, then that would definitely be interesting.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it as
absolutely.
a random perk on like arms or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Unfortunately, I think I'd probably want it most when I'm first starting the raid. Once I actually got it, the loot from the raid, I probably wouldn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
I apologize that I
Yeah.
had to step away. My neighbor was pounding on my door. I guess apparently they lost an animal. So
I thought they need
Yeah.
they needed a cup of sugar or something.
yeah,
There you go.
Well,
Matthew
animal.
Kirby at Kirby Matt. Descoping upon taking damage was mentioned last week. Any ideas why Bungie didn't include that mechanic in Destiny? I really think it's because they want weapons to feel the same in PvE as they do in PvP, and descoping in PvE would suck.
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah,
That's the big
it would break
challenge.
it along.
The big challenge, and you can't do a descoping like descopes when something about minions in the dark. You can't really change that to make it make sense in PvP and PvE. So,
Mhm.
but I would like them to have flinching,
Yeah,
More flinching.
more flinching, and have unflinching
I think that works
mean
in
something.
PvE too. Paul Pisagno at Pisagno Paul. DC or Marvel?
Marvel. Marvel.
I mean, those Batman movies were good though.
They were, but I mean, Iron Man,
Marvel's kicking ass right now.
Thor.
I don't know. DC's has always been about like the person behind the superhero more than the superhero itself.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. Yeah, I prefer the DC characters, but I mean Marvel has been fucking killing it recently with everything, and
Yeah, I'm with Marvel on this one.
I don't read the comics, so I don't know the
read it either.
backstory. But I know that DC, those Batman movies were good. This new Batman vs Superman looks interesting, but to be honest, the best movie I've seen lately that's comic book based is Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was the best by a long shot.
I would say Deadpool was way better.
I haven't seen Deadpool yet.
Oh,
Deadpool was so good.
Well, when you see it, let me know if you revise that statement.
All right, we'll do.
Deadpool was fantastic. I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy was worse than it though.
I don't think it's. I wouldn't use I wouldn't use the word worse. If I was to rank it, I would put Deadpool above Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they're like different. They're different. Like one was rated R, potentially mature, and the other is more of a romp through the galaxy. Like it's almost like comparing Division to Destiny.
Excuse me, Guardians of the Galaxy should have been rated R. Did you see Chris Pratt's body? Nah, that is. Oh my god, it's too good. Too good.
Did you see how naked Groot was the whole time?
I know.
That's true.
Sickening.
Not a lick of clothing through the whole movie.
They didn't even bother to put a leaf to cover it.
Not even a leaf. Both great movies.
Carry a stick.
No, they're both great movies. But if you weren't allowed to say they were both good, and you had one movie that you could watch before you died, and you had to pick one of the two of those movies, which one would you put above it?
Oh,
I haven't seen Deadpool, but I can tell you I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy about 20 times.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a great romp. Like it's awesome through the galaxy.
That opening scene where he's dancing to that Redbone song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, Deadpool's awesome too, but it was very focused story in a confined area. I don't.
I am going to tell you that I disagree with you right now, Tefty. I'm sticking to my Deadpool is better than Guardians.
Awesome, fantastic.
Both of them are Marvel movies, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Marvel's
Marvel
killing
wins,
it,
hands down. I think across the board.
No, but I really left Guardians of the Galaxy with a huge smile on my face, saying, "Man, I hope we get more superhero movies like this." And
I was saying, I hope they can make a Star Wars movie as good as this, because it felt like watching a Star Wars movie for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Justin, go ahead. Or not. No, Justin Hendrick, at Hendrick Justin. Do you guys think that more exotics should be like Talaylock, meaning you sacrifice your super or another ability to use it?
I like what Talaylock does, where it makes you have a certain playstyle, or it makes you give something up for something else. Like you're making a really hard choice when using it, and I like it in regard, and that it's a similar weapon to Monte Carlo, in that it allows you to really build this play style around it. Like you're gonna get more talents that affect your melee and grenades, because you're just not gonna care about your super as well with that one. Yeah, I like more exotics like Talaylock. I just wish it wasn't as simple as, hey, doing this will make you do more damage. I feel like that's a kind of a lazy thing to design, but yeah.
Dubhead Gaming, at Dubhead Gaming. Would you guys like to see a heal replace a melee in Destiny 2?
That'd be interesting.
It'd be interesting for PvE. I don't think I'd want it in PvP. Well, maybe I would want it in PvP. It'd be an interesting choice.
I think the way the game is currently set out, no, I don't think I'd like to see that. Would every subclass have it, or would every class have access to a heal? I'd need more information, or I'd need more stuff to go on than that. But no, I don't like the idea of it right now.
I like
an interesting thought.
I like the idea.
Ahead,
I really feel that we should see more support classes, and I'd love to see a warlock support class.
That would change. That would change warlocks. They'd actually be useful in the current raid. And it would be incredible dynamic changer in PvP. Like it would change the game incredibly. I would at least. I'd like to think about it a little bit at least.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I was hoping that the third class, the warlock class coming out, was going to be a support class. But it
Or like you could activate your Stormcaller super on top of someone, and it would like defibrillate them, and they're dead, and they come back to life. There you go.
But actually, you know what? To think about it, the Sunsinger is technically a war. I think it was originally designed to be a support class, but it just never made it there.
Yeah. Oh well, in like the pre-beta footage, or like the kind of the beta footage that we saw a Sunsinger use their self-res, and it also caused everyone that was dead around them to resurrect as well.
Oh wow!
Oh my god, that would have been huge in a raid.
That might have been a little bit broken, just a little bit. Yeah.
So
imagine
right now.
Imagine a team full of Sunsingers in Trials of Osiris, and then you kill all of them, and then he reses, and and then you kill all of them again, and then another one reses, and you kill all of them, and then another one reses. And yeah, that'll get fun.
The problem is, right, in the raid though, is like a warlock has no benefit to the rest of the team, right? The only thing they can do is not die. Right? You know, if they die, they could res themselves. That's like their only benefit to the raid right now. It'd be nice if they had like a healing mechanic or something.
That would be really cool. Or the ability to toss the res to somebody else.
Yeah,
you know?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, especially in a hard mode raid where you can't revive people.
Yeah, if Warlock can pull a person back to res, even if it's in hard mode. They don't have to wait. They could pop their super, and that super, when they ran over somebody, would res them, but it wouldn't. You wouldn't have to wait for the timer.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
Jesse J Mua, do you prefer Dinglebot or Nolanbot, and why?
Nolanbot, because he's not freaking annoying.
Still can't open the goddamn door, though.
Yeah, you know what? Dinklebot was annoying to me, and you know, I think it was because honestly, it broke the what is it called, the fourth wall, or what? It broke the character for me because he was so inconsistent with his reading of the lines that it like I don't feel like the character carried through the game. And I don't know. I'm not saying that's his fault, because we all know the story of how the game was chopped up and you know all this stuff. I'm not saying it's his fault, but the way that it came through in the game to me ripped me out of the story.
It's also, you're using such a prominent actor. You know, I kept hearing Tyrion Lannister, you know, talking to me with a like slightly garbled electronic modifier on the voice. The other thing is
worse than the beta. It wasn't even garbled. It was just
it was just Tyrion Lannister. Yeah. The other thing, is what you're saying, Pope, is that he was inconsistent with his line reads. I think it's more like it's not that he was inconsistent, because we know they do multiple takes of every single line just to cover everything. We learned that from the thing today. But like the lines that were chosen were definitely inconsistent, probably because they chopped the story up so much.
Yeah, they chopped the middle sentence out of a paragraph long.
Yeah. Although, as an answer to the question, I do prefer Nolanbot. Although there are some lines that just didn't come through well. I think the "We've woken the hive" from the original Dinklebot, like that was actually a really well said line. Like, it had urgency to it. You're like, oh shit, you know, this is a new enemy that we're seeing. For the most part, this is bad. This is really bad. Mm-hmm. And then with Nolanbot's like, "We've woken the hive." It's like this much calmer, like just kind of almost not deadpan, but it didn't have a sense of urgency to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're badasses, man. We don't need to be worried about no hive running out the door. I mean, come on.
I mean, I'm a badass because I'm so knowledgeable, and if my new character who just got resurrected, it would be nice if the ghost would have some urgency in his voice when he said, "Oh shit, we've woken the hive." And because at this point in the game, my character doesn't really know about the hive, and it'd be like, "Wait, what? Should I be worried that we've woken them?"
I know.
Should I be
I agree with you, and that one line wasn't delivered well. But if we're gonna start trading lines between who did better
Oh, no.
lines, I mean, I could start
Oh,
I could
yeah,
start
no.
a list of about 50 lines that Dinklebot destroyed. You know, like that
Oh,
he
yeah.
just
Yeah, but
They've been
like,
seeding Earth for
Nolan
centuries,
bought-
waiting for their gods to return.
waiting for
Okay.
waiting for their gods to return. Oh my gosh! You know, it's like
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I
Christ.
hear that, but the things that you hear on a daily basis, like for instance, Guardian Down, that kind of bugs me. I kind of wish I heard Dinklebot say Guardian Down when I'm in the Crucible. Like, I heard it on a video recently, like looking at
you
some
think
year one
Dinklebot
stuff.
is hipster? Like, it's retro. It's the original. So that's the one that will always hold dear in our hearts.
I don't know. I mean, there was something like really nostalgic hearing him say Guardian Down, Guardian Down, Guardian Down, instead of Guardian Down. I don't know. He seems like Nolan Bot's a little chipper when he says Guardian Down. I'm
Like
like-
he's happy about it.
Yeah, he's like, Guardian Down. Let's go get some coffee. I'm like, we're in the middle of a battle.
This is serious, dude. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
a video game.
I don't know. Nolan Bot definitely delivers most of the story like way better.
I welcome
yeah.
I welcome the change. I welcome the change. I did not like the delivery of Dinklebot, like I've said, but I think also he is the victim of a poorly executed release of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if all things being equal, and the game was released in a way that was intended, I feel like I very well could have had a different opinion of it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Agreed.
Joe Mitchell at Matter Splatter.
Mm.
What ship do you currently use, and what ship is your favorite?
I love the Iron Banner ship. 'Cause
I do too, and I don't
nobody
have
else
one. I
has
think
it.
it's my favorite, Pope.
Yeah.
You have it?
Oh yeah, I got it like the
Of
second
course
second
I
match.
asked that
Of
Of course
question.
he has.
I got it on
was
the
there.
second
I remember
match
that.
of like Iron Banner, and it dropped. It was crazy.
I rotate between the Black Spindle ship, Vienna Singer, whatever it's called, and Catch Me If You Can. And then on the Xbox, I rock the New Monarchy ship because I like the look of it.
Oh yeah, that is good.
I got the Dead Orbit ship from Year One. I love that ship still. It's just a cool looking ship, all white out. I also have this ship that I can't remember the name of, but it's got like this X-wing look to it. It's a blue and red ship that's got kind of like the wings are kind of in an X shape, and it reminds me of Star Wars, so I like that ship a lot too.
Nice.
The Oryx ship is one of my favorites. The Oryx
Yep.
Challenge Mode one.
Oh yeah.
Also the Vienna Singer, the one from the Black Spindle Daily. I really, really like that one. I like the lights on the side. Reminds me of some of the stuff from Planet Side.
And if we're gonna list an additional like ships, the one from the Queen, I really like that design.
The
Dolphin.
Yeah. I love
Space
that one too,
Dolphin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way that the skin crawls. It shimmers. It has a different effect to it. I feel like they could have done more with the paint jobs of these. Well, they could have done more with ships in general, but yeah. So I like that it has a shimmering, crawling effect to the skin.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Vallone at rvallone55. What's your favorite candy bar, guys?
Snickers.
Reese's.
There's
I like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, peanut
That's Reese's peanut butter cup is not a candy bar.
It's not a candy
cup.
bar.
It's
What?
a candy disc.
Fail.
It is next to the candy bars.
It is
All the time.
So is
not a candy
bubblegum.
bar.
You
It's
wouldn't
not.
call that a candy bar?
Okay, look at the definition. A bar of candy. I mean,
mean,
they didn't say a disc of
Technically,
candy.
it's two
Two
All right,
discs.
fine. Reese's makes a candy bar now. I'll just say that one.
What is it?
I don't remember the name of it.
No.
I've had it a couple
the-
times.
The Butterfinger. I mean that flaky
Butterfinger's
wafery.
delicious too.
Butterfinger's trash. Get out of here.
You
Milky
are.
Way.
I mean, Butterfinger tastes like you're eating something from like a previous apocalypse.
No matter
Milky
what
Way is just a
Butterfinger-
in the division.
peasant's. Milky Way is just a peasant's version of the Snickers bar with no peanuts in it.
That's
I
right.
don't like peanuts. I don't like
well,
peanuts.
Who
I mean,
even
there's
eats
no
Milky
accounting
Ways
for
these
taste.
days?
I
haven't
didn't
had
even
a
know they
Milky Way
sold them anymore. I
long
thought
time.
that they shipped them all off to communist Russia.
Y'all are like y'all.
Briar, you and
Y'all lost the Planet Destiny challenge today from going up against Dream Team. None of you like Milky Way bars.
At least we
This is
tried. At least
some
we tried.
bullshit. This is
Yeah.
bullshit.
You're like that guy in Braveheart, where Braveheart's expecting that those clanmates to show up and fight, and you're up on the ridge, and then you just turn around and walk away. You're like those guys.
Hey, I knew you guys had it.
You know what? I stand by Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't
All
care
right.
if it's not a bar.
You refuse to be argued away from the cup.
100%. I'll get the king size with the quad, and I'll eat all 4 of them because they're delicious.
I really like paydays. Paydays are, I think, my favorite.
Nice.
Matthew Johnson at Mr. Johnson Design. On the theme of sound, would you like your Guardian to talk more in patrols? If so, what would they say after a headshot?
No, I would not
God
like that
damn.
more.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. They
There
would
it
just
is.
pull one-liners out of 80s action movies.
That's right.
That's all they would
I know
do.
what you're thinking, punk.
Does
No,
he have
I
Field
wouldn't- I
Scout
wouldn't
on
have
that
a talk.
sniper rifle?
I know what you're thinking, punk. Do I have an icebreaker? Right,
Good man.
No,
no.
I
everybody's
wouldn't mind
like,
to
no,
say.
we
I
don't
wouldn't
wanna
mind
see
to
that.
say. I wouldn't mind to say. No, that's some Pope Bear RNG.
You should be able to get
Every
voice
headshot.
packs a la Call of Duty. You get
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman to be your character, and
Love
Yeah.
it.
just talk it out.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg,
Uh-huh.
of course. You'd have to.
How about Tyrion Lannister?
Oh,
wait.
Tyrion
I like how
Lannister
you
was
brought it all back
wow.
around.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hmm.
Billy Manziel at Billy Manziel. Any thoughts about the fall DLC being the start of year 3? And technically, that's true. Like year 3 is going to
Yeah.
start before Destiny 2.
That is technically correct, the best type of correct. So, yeah. Was there a question there?
What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts on it being the start of year 3?
Yeah.
I think yes, that is a full year. That's how years work. I'm failing to understand the question.
Well,
Yes.
I think many of us would have suspected that Destiny 2 would mark the start of year 3. At this point, it may mark the start of year 4. Pushing
Right.
Destiny for a full 3 years, I think is, well, frankly, pushing it in a lot of players' minds.
Mhm.
I-
Yeah.
It's something to think about. I think, we're all pretty deeply in love with the game. We're going to put up with a lot of it, but it is disappointing that, a DLC is going to mark year 3.
Yeah, I mean they have a problem right now, and it's just for the first time I went to go on Twitch and I understand the division's out and all this stuff, right? But I went to
Yeah.
go on Twitch to watch, see who Destiny streamers are streaming and watch something while I was doing some work on my computer, and I think there was a total of like 800 people.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that sounds about right.
It was a total of 800 people watching.
Every
Destiny.
time I've sent someone, or I like ended my stream this week, I would go send people to raid a Destiny streamer.
Mhm.
Destiny's been at like 1,000, never over 1,500. But then
I
again,
think
I've been streaming early morning.
Slowly,
so,
actually, though, over the week, it's kind of been going back up.
Yeah.
Like today, I think it was average around 1,800.
And I gotta
Getting
tell you,
higher as the day
I'm
went on.
curious if you guys have found this. Have you watched any Division gameplay on Twitch?
no.
A little bit. Like,
It's
it just doesn't hold my
boring.
interest for that long.
I-
The guys who can hold my interest are the guys who are funny. Like they are just legitimately entertaining people, but they're gonna play any game and make it entertaining.
Well, it's
Yeah.
see the thing is, like, those kind of guys, if I watch them play Grand Theft Auto, it just cracks me up because there's so much you can do in Grand Theft Auto that is of that personality type, that can keep you entertained. But it doesn't feel like the Division allows that kind of interaction with the environment for it to be funny in that way. So it's typically a straight, edge like streamer that's just doing it for content. But when I'm watching it, it doesn't like, it's not that interesting. So when I go and I watch a Destiny gameplay, it's got like space magic and stuff, and it just seems to draw me in. But I didn't know if you guys also felt the same way. I mean, I love watching Gothalion. I love watching Professor Broman. There's a couple randoms that I tune into. There's this guy named Tefty, although I heard he lost to Blue Westlow, so I might not watch him anymore. And
my God,
and so unsub to him and maybe sub to this other guy named Holtzman, who I hear just kills it, man. But he's kind of a windbag sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Paul D'Angelo.
I wish I could say no. I just wanted to toss a little shade back there that you're right.
I was
right,
trying
Pope.
to like cut that off.
That's all right.
You're right.
You left it.
Pope's absolutely right. If only I could have, helped him embrace his true powers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was given an opening for him to reach the pinnacle of comeback.
Right.
And he didn't clench the grail. So
I did not.
I did my job and sandbagged for the dream team. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
Your motivations are at doubt.
Wait, no, he just admitted it, Briar. Did you hear that?
What we feared last week.
No, Briar, he legit threw the game, so he couldn't hit anything with the sword hilts.
If you heard the song
I have
that was coming out of
that.
Tefty after that game, you would be damn well positive that he did not throw that game.
I know.
You don't think? You don't think I'm a good actor?
That was.
Oh no, that was legit salt, dude. You were angry. You were kicking people from the chat left and right.
You should have eaten one of those Snickers bars that you're so fond of.
Dude, if you were experiencing what I was experiencing, you would have been salty over that match.
Dude, you got outplayed,
bro.
The
reticle was red. Outplayed. The reticle was red. I'd hit it, and there would be no damage registered. It was driving me crazy.
Can we see it? Can we see clips of that on? Can you do a video of it? I want to see.
I have it all recorded.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
You got it.
I want to demonstrate.
Unfortunately, we're going to see it in the next Dream Team video.
Mm-hmm.
Paul D'Angelo at Try Paul D. Is Grasp of Malik worth the grind of never getting it? What do you guys think? I know you have it, Patrick. I have it. Anybody else got it? Pope, of course, has it.
Pope
right?
probably has it.
It's got 4.
Is it worth the grind? It kind of. You have to. For the average player, no, it's not worth the grind. It's absolutely not worth the grind.
Hilt of fantasy. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to put in so much time to get a possible good roll.
Podcast, stop reading chat.
It's for like the player who puts a lot of time into the game and they want like that really solid pulse rifle that can do really good work. Yes, it is worth it, but the amount of time that the average person that has a good roll has to put into it, it's stupid. Like
you don't even really need a perfect roll though. If you get a somewhat decent roll, it still performs in the Crucible.
Yeah,
it's a damn good pulse rifle. It takes a little getting used to because you have to fire it so damn fast that accuracy can be a bit of an issue. But it does have a fast time to kill, and that's what you're looking for in the Crucible.
I would
say it's worth it.
I would like it more if I had. I would like it more if I had. To be honest with you, like trigger stops on the PlayStation controller. I feel like I feel like the controller itself doesn't lend itself well to a high fire rate pulse rifle because there's so much. It feels like the controller is inconsistent when it activates, and to sit there and feather your finger at the point where it activates, it would be a lot better if the controller itself had more tools to be able to control that. But
Battle Beaver customs, man, you get trigger stops.
Yeah, trigger stops would be very valuable.
Can you switch so the R1 button is your trigger in this game? I've never actually looked.
Yeah, you can. You can also in the PlayStation settings. What a lot of people do is to make the analog sticks like the R2 and L2 digital instead of like more analog inputs. You swap R1 with R2 and then in the game flip them, and it will and it basically it turns it into all digital inputs by doing that. It's really weird, but it works.
Interesting.
Bad for a racing game, good for a shooter. Probably.
Yep. Bad for
This is true.
And it's funny on the PlayStation 3. I feel like every game used the R1 and R2 instead of the R1 and L1 instead of the triggers. But they seem to have switched on the PS4. Now every game uses the triggers.
Yeah.
Chris Arkham at Shizzy161. Opinion on the current availability of currencies and materials. Too easy or too hard to get? Personally, I think it's fine. I think it's about right, too. I would like more weapons.
Yeah, it's not so much the currency; it's just the damn weapons. Make them drop more. I'm tired. You know what a currency is? Legendary weapon engrams. Make those drop more. It's like a 10% chance compared to the armored pieces 90%. That's what it feels like, at least.
Yeah. After 6 months, too, you're kind of bored with buying them from the vendors. You bought all the ones that are somewhat interesting.
And then you get really frustrated when the vendor doesn't have that special weapon engram that you want to buy. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
It just feels like it honestly feels like the faction vendors should have, the gunsmith type, packages where you can get faction rewards, and they re-rolled those, and it just, I don't like the way that we have the selection we have of the weapons that we're using right now. It would be much better if we got to see a more variety or more of a refresh here, and instead of we're sitting there looking at the same stuff.
I am totally ready for a refresh. Like, I just want to see all new stuff.
It should happen every week with the Arms Day stuff, and then just
2 weeks.
Every
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, every week would be rough.
You need every 2 weeks in case, like, you have to be able to, get your legendary marks up quicker, and not a lot of players are able to farm it like, some of us are.
Right.
See, always think about the average player.
Always thinking about the average player.
Andrew Calhoun at 70cal89. You think the expansion model seen in Destiny and the Division will be the future model of selling games? I do. I think it's become so expensive to develop games that they need to have a tail end for these things. They need to be able to develop expansions cheaper than developing a full game and sell them to justify having these huge teams spending $100 million, $200 million developing a game. A $60 price point has not moved in 30 years.
When you say if it's going to be the future, it already is the present, really, when you look at it too. Like, I mean, ever since 2008, I want to say, like, it's been less. You don't just buy the game and you're done anymore. There's going to be DLCs coming out. There's going to be a Game of the Year edition coming out. There's going to be microtransactions. Like, that's slowly become what it is today. Now, the only time that you ever get a game that's like you buy it, you're done. It's like in most indie games, and even some indie games are starting to have more microtransactions and some stuff like that too now.
There's actually one exception right now, which is really unusual. Far Cry Primal does not have a season pass.
Far Cry Primal should have just.
Some would say it's an expansion of Far Cry 4, though.
It basically is.
That's true. No, well, I mean, no, it's completely different art assets. The landscape is supposedly ripped from Far Cry 4, but it is weird that Ubisoft did not do a season pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thought behind the season pass thing is, I don't know how confident they were of Far Cry Primal, compared. It's I don't know. You could have just not named it Far Cry. You could have named it some other thing, and people would have been like, okay, cool. It feels like they just kind of slapped the Far Cry namesake on it to sell the game.
You haven't played it yet, have you?
I have not played it yet.
It's very Far Cry-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you play it and you're like, oh, this is obviously a Far Cry game.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, what they did with Far Cry 3 was they had what was it called?
Dragon something.
Yeah, it was like an 80s
Blood,
retro
Blood,
expansion.
Blood Dragon. Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon, yeah.
From
You're
what
all
I've heard.
right.
Yeah.
This actually does feel like Far Cry 4's Blood Dragon.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
repackaged as a full game, but it's
That's
like
right.
it's meaty. You know, it's a meaty game. So
I've yet to play it. I have no desire to play it either. So, yeah.
I still have Far Cry 4 unopened in the box. Sad. Just haven't gotten a chance to play it. Andrew Calhoun at 70. Oh, we just read that one. Hella average gamer at and 194 underscore. Completing the weekly PvP bounties gives. Oh, I'm sorry. I read the second part first. What if completing the Nightfall gives blue glowy head again, and completing the weekly PvP bounties gives a red glowy head?
Would completing both of them give a purple glowy head?
No, it would negate both, and you would start over again.
Okay.
Pick a side, dude.
Red versus blue, or really back to red versus blue.
That would make for good machinima.
Yeah, gonna have to side with the Reds. Side with the Reds on this one.
I don't know why they got rid of that from the Nightfalls. It's like it was a nice little reward, you know. After you beat the Nightfall, you get to run around with the little glowy head. Why would they take something like that away? It seems
I
weird.
don't know. Yeah,
I couldn't. I can't remember what their reasoning was for it, but whatever.
Okay.
Was that it? Was that?
I guess we don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I don't.
yeah. I feel like I've moved on from the glowy
It's like,
head thing.
okay,
It was
glowy
nice.
head, cool. You know what I'd really like for the rewards, for the actual experience of going through a Nightfall that has, you know, chaff, airborne, or chaff grounded, and then ultra shielded enemies to maybe be worth a damn.
Well,
You know, just-
in my opinion, if they had kept the Nightfalls more difficult, that, you know, and that you could die and it would wipe you and it was worth something, then the glowing head was awesome, right? It indicated that you were capable of doing a challenge. But at its current state, I mean, the glowing head for the Nightfalls now is like, okay,
The fact that you don't wipe to
yeah,
the beginning of the thing,
that
it
doesn't
really hurts the Nightfall.
right.
took
It makes
a lot of the
it
challenge out
it
of
makes it not as prestigious, I think. So
I would agree.
Uh,
Although
okay,
I gotta say
it's-
that the Saber Strike, that beginning of the Saber Strike this week, that was tough.
Yeah, fuck that. This might be the first week that I just don't do the Nightfall because, well, I think I have enough like level 275 legendary boots. I think I have enough of
well,
those.
I did two Nightfalls last week, and both of them dropped 1,000-yard stare. You should really do it.
I'm gonna go get some more water. I'm gone later.
Jacob
Doubles-
Dowell at
doubles,
JD from the IE.
No, that's not a joke. I mean, that's literally like both Nightfalls dropped me 1,000-yard
You know
stares.
what's funny? The real joke is that I was not laughing because I knew it was true.
Of course, it was true. It's Pope RNG.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn legend.
It's a goddamn legend. It's a burden, really.
It's the saltiest legend.
It's a burden.
It's a burden. It's hard on me sometimes.
Yeah, it sounds
I bet.
awful.
I bet it's hard. Hard like that chair you're sitting on.
All right,
Hard
Jacob
like the
Dowell
hard like
at
the hilt
JD
of my
from-
sword.
Oh, you better watch out, Pope. Better watch out.
Do you think Destiny could implement a system similar to the Division's upcoming post-raid loot trading?
I don't think trading would be good in this game. If it is, it's like it's got to be very limited. Like you said, at the Nightfall reward screen, or maybe when drops happen in a raid, like you could trade then right there. But it's got to be limited. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has to be limited.
Otherwise, Pope Bear opens up like an eBay shop and starts charging for all those 1,000-yard stairs.
Hey, I gotta
There are
pay
going to
for.
be child labor camps in China just running through raids.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I mean, I could be in the tower going, and you get a sniper, and you get a sniper, and you get a sniper. I'll just drop into the tower and give everybody in the tower a sniper, and just be like, everybody gets a sniper, you know.
Keith Brewster at Aliniki26. Do any of you use Scuff Elite controllers? And what's your button paddle layout? So I picked this out because I know that Tefty just recently got both an Elite controller and the Scuff controller. He got the Scuff controller on his PS4, and his Elite controller on his Xbox One. So I was kind of interested in what you've been thinking about those controllers. I just got a Scuff on my PS4 as well.
Oh my god, I love them. I beat Lawrence on Bloodborne using my Scuff controller. So my dodging, here I'll show it on the camera. I got a red one just in case I didn't like it and wanted to give it to memes. Like dodging in Bloodborne with the Scuff controller was awesome. Once I got used to it, I use the regular XO buttons, and for PvP it's fantastic. Like being able to jump and aim at the same time, or
That's the key.
Like Twilight Garrison with the Scuff. Oh my god! Or the Elite controller. The Elite controller is definitely better build quality and it's cheaper. $150, you get an insane amount of control, and the build quality is 10 times better than the standard controllers, and the actual paddles are very responsive and all that. You can easily take them off. In fact, I got it right here. This Elite controller, these paddles just pop right off. Like I feel like I'm like an advertisement for them, but like they're fantastic. I love it. And that plugs into a Windows 10 system also, so you can play them with PC games. It's been great. Like I now don't want to pick up a controller without the paddles. I love them.
In Destiny, being able to jump and shoot at the same time, being able to jump and aim, at the same time without having to move your thumb from the X button to the right thumbstick, it's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It is. Is it going to make your KD go up to 6.0? No.
No.
You still have to shoot people. It doesn't auto aim for you.
It may improve your KD though, frankly.
If it allows you to do some play styles better. I enjoy it. As far as the original question, what do you have them set to? Right paddle is set to jump. Left paddle is set to crouch or circle. So.
And for me, mine is jump, and I really like this left paddle to be switching my guns. So.
Oh really?
Triangle.
Interesting.
Yep. So I have a triangle, and I have all the movements on these fingers, but this and switching guns right here allows me to be really responsive in PvP with moving, popping out with a sniper, shooting, and if I get a body, I immediately come out with my gun and come at him.
Nice.
I grew up with Scuff on Call of Duty, so my left stick is jump and my left paddle is jump and my right paddle is melee.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that we all had different answer for that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I like the jump and the crouch on it.
Tefty, which one do you use for a melee?
Right button.
With like a sword hilt melee? How is that done?
Cade Turner at Cade HD. Which one of you is really Amanda Holliday's girlfriend? The people need to know.
You mean which one of us?
I read it as it was
boyfriend. Written. Yeah, I know. I'm just a little confused on the question. As I'm the only one with long enough hair that can be confused for a woman.
No, I think she's a strong enough personality that you could be her woman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Whatever. She.
Anybody stepping up to the plate?
I don't know.
I think that's Patrick.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go for it. I'll be the girlfriend. Whatever.
That's the first thing you volunteered for all day.
Oh, good.
Peter Gee. Peter Gee.
That was nice.
What's the best way to deal with saltiness over your buddy's God tier RNG? I feel like we've got a lot of experience with this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to take all that salt that's building up inside you, and then you want to, just bottle it up. Just bottle it up. Just bottle it up. Keep filling up till the bottle is completely full, and you just compress it, and then it's like when you're filling up a bag of leaves, and then you're like, oh, there's not enough space. Oh wait, and you just compress it down. It's like, oh, there's plenty of space now. And you just keep filling up this jar of salt until it's ready to explode. And then one day, someone's gonna nudge that little jar of salt just in the right way that it completely explodes everywhere and covers Pope's RNG in a barren field of salt, so that no new drops may ever grow, and he will once again be put on the plane of mortals with our poor RNG. He will no longer be favored by the gods.
So what you're saying is the problem is Pope's nutrient-rich topsoil needs to be purged.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
Interesting.
You're right on that.
Peter
Slash
Gee
and burn.
at Peter Gee 56. What's the best way to deal with salt? I just read this one. Davis Benson at one of many 713. Since the Sounds of Destiny stream was today, what is your favorite sound or atmospheric element in Destiny?
Hereafter.
Ooh.
Firing Hereafter has this wonderful noise associated with it, where you get your original shot off, but then like it feels like there's this giant generator or something that's spinning down and powering down after every shot. It's a wonderful sound design on that gun. I just wish the sights were better so I could actually use the damn thing.
One of my favorite sounds is something recent, and it's I think it's the Void. I'm pretty sure it's the Void Sparrow. It has very
The Jade Rabbit Sparrow.
The Jade Rabbit. Is it the Jade
It
Rabbit?
has, yeah,
It's the one with the it looks like a ball, a void ball.
It's the Void one. The Void Jade Rabbit one.
It's when you're boosting with it and you're moving around, it's just like this. And if you have like really good headphones, that you're listening to the game with, and it's in surround sound, like these here are just phenomenal for that. When you're playing the game and it has this rich sound. The audio. I would love to have heard how they got the sounds for the sparrows.
Yeah, I swear the sounds for the Arc Sparrow are like a tiger or something. It sounds animalistic if you have a good pair of headphones. It's like there's this deep growling going on for the Arc one.
For me, it's always been about the music. The music is just beyond what you could expect from a video game in so many ways.
But
just
you said a sound element, so
that's a sound element. Music is a sound element.
Score.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Once you, if you looked at the stream today, I never realized how much shit is in the sound development department, because you're like, oh yeah, it's just playing music and playing sounds. I forgot that there's this whole mixing element that goes, well, what if all the sounds are going on at the same time, and like there's like it just gets overwhelming, and maybe the music makes it so I can't hear any information, or some elements are too loud. Daughters screaming in the Oryx fight.
Omnigul screams.
Omnigul screams.
Oh my god.
Silencer screams.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The music for me also, because I stream the game more often than not, I almost always have the music turned off. So when I do have a chance to turn it back on, and I'm sitting in orbit or loading up the title screen, and then the epic horns come in, like you hear these French horns, and it's really well done. It sparks a lot of emotions. And yeah, I have it brings back all these emotions I had from year one, and like learning to make videos on the game and all that.
I wish we could choose which starting screen that we have in the game, so we could choose different music. They let us do that in World of Warcraft. Had to get that reference in the game.
Yeah, there we go.
It was a late one, but
yeah, people were worried.
People were getting worried.
Yeah,
there was a little,
Hour and 55.
Do you guys remember the first time you went to Mars in Vanilla Destiny, and you heard that Cabal stomp, and like the Cabal started dropping from the sky, basically?
That was cool.
I'll never forget that moment. Like that piece of music was amazing. It just fit the moment so perfectly.
Can we ask the counterpoint to that question?
Yeah.
Your least favorite sound?
It's Omnigul screaming.
Yeah.
My least favorite sound element that I ever hear is going to the tower, walking up to the Cryptarch, and then hearing Pope go, "Hey Pat, look what I just got." And that's Bungie needs to isolate Pope's voice, and and whenever he says, "Hey, look what I just got," it just mutes it. It just preemptively mutes it, and then he can't talk for like 5 more minutes. That's least favorite sound design element in the game.
Hold on. Let me go into my friends list real quick and unfriend them.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, so my least favorite sound is the sound of the thorn poison ticking away.
Oh, God.
that has a visceral response in me. Like it's the sound of like, it's just,
Yeah. It's annoying.
I'm
On the
so
goal's still
torn.
awful.
I like that gun. I think it's such a cool gun. I love the lore behind it. It just sucks that
Oh.
it's so overused.
well, yeah. I mean,
Havoc at Arbinhart 84. We haven't heard from Varix in a while. Is it possible we can get that from Holtz?
I apologize. I'm still mourning for my queen. It was nice to see her once again today, though, in Bungie's stream. We'll miss her dearly, though. Must make return. That could do it for you? That good? Okay.
Excellent.
yes.
Yeah.
Nomas Pantalones at JDub Destiny.
No more pants?
Do you think Destiny 2 will live up to everybody's expectations? God, no.
Destiny will never live up to any expectations that anyone has set for it because
everybody wants this game to be everything.
Yeah, everyone.
It's true.
I mean, people want space battles. They want sparrow racing. They want crafting systems. They want all this stuff. And look, I just enjoy it. I enjoy what we have. I think it can still be improved upon. But
yeah,
as far as what Destiny 2 is, I mean,
it's not going to be all things to all people ever.
No.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody in Destiny's, in Bungie's forums getting salty over something.
Yep.
This is a great name. Beatings by Chris at Mr. Scromsby. I didn't know anyone that goes to at Waffle House for the waffles.
Then you don't know anyone. The hell's wrong with you? Jesus.
What the fuck are you going to the Waffle House for? Like, if it's not for the waffles,
I hear they
go
have
to
good
Waffle
chicken.
House.
what's going on over there?
If you're not going to Waffle House for the waffles, you go to Waffle House for the patty melt and the free coffee.
Like,
There you
is it
go.
like
There you
a
go.
front
Free
for
coffee,
like
too.
a
Well,
cocaine
it's free
warehouse
coffee.
or a whorehouse or something? What's going on?
Waffle House is. If you're wondering why I call my stream the Waffle House, I've explained this before, but only in my stream. The Waffle House is like a perfect representation of what I want my stream to be. No matter who you are, no matter what your state of being is, you can come in and find something that you'll probably enjoy, whether it be the company of people in the chat, watching, the chef work, just doing whatever. I mean, sure, if you're a loud asshole and you come in, you're gonna get kicked out like everyone else in the Waffle House. But if you're just chill, you want to have a fun time, you go to Waffle House. Or if you're just drunk as shit, you go to Waffle House too. I mean, that works. I'm not gonna fault you for that.
Is there any gluten-free waffles?
I've
You
never
fucking-
I've never been to the Waffle
Everybody
House.
can find something at the Waffle House that they want, except for Tep.
Except for Tep.
Listen, there's a waffle place in Hollywood, and I know I'm referencing Hollywood, so it's even worse. But there's a place on Vine and
It's a chicken
Sunset.
and waffles place.
No, not that place. That's not gluten-free. But there's a place called The Waffle, literally on Vine and Sunset, and it has gluten-free waffles that are delicious. So
I see a question in chat. Hey, Holtzman, is the Waffle House worth driving 70 miles for, about an hour away? Here's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you and then 3 buddies math. You need a designated driver for this. I want you to get shit-faced if you're old enough to get shit-faced. I'm not advocating underage drinking, but if you are of legal age to get shit-faced, do it. Go to Waffle House. It will be the greatest experience ever. And then once again, when you're sober, go to the Waffle House with those same 3 friends.
You'll understand why you shouldn't drink anymore.
A little bit,
Hey,
but also Waffle
Your
House.
zingers today are on point, Briar.
Yeah, you're on point. I
Yeah,
got nothing.
on
I got
fire.
nothing.
Yeah.
So we're at an hour and 59 minutes and like 8 seconds. I feel like that's not too bad considering the amount of news we had this week.
What
But
is
we
solid?
are all out of Twitter questions.
nice.
Well, this was the 61st Planet Destiny podcast and the first Planet Division podcast as well. You always know where to find us at PlanetDestiny.com. We do Destiny stuff. I'm Holtzman or Patrick, whatever you want to call me. I'm failing at this one this week. Just whatever, take it over. Whoever's next.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You find me on the Briar Rabbit channel on YouTube. Just hit 70,000 subscribers. I'm actually really excited about that. You can find me streaming for Planet Destiny on the Planet Destiny Twitch channel right here, or streaming on my own channel on off days, or hit me up on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit.
And I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can check out my streams I do for Planet Destiny on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights. And check out my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. And I might be posting some Division Let's Play gameplay on my personal YouTube. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways.
And this has been Pope Bear. You can always follow me on Twitter at Pope Bear, and also streaming occasionally on the Planet Destiny Twitch stream. I also wanted to announce that we're going to be taking part in a couple charity live streams coming up, so stay tuned. The information will be coming out where you can come and watch us and help raise money for a good cause. So there'll be more information coming out. I just wanted to let you guys know that keep an eye out and make sure to stop by.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, guys. That was the 61st Planet Destiny podcast. Later.
Sub shoutouts.
Sub
Let's
shoutouts.
do sub shoutouts. Forgot about that.
Stop recording, right?
Oh yeah, we can go ahead and stop recording.
Yes.
Let's see here. We got first off, Camper with a fresh sub to Planet Destiny. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Planet Destiny. You were awesome. We all appreciate the support. Starfreak Clone with the baby sub, 9 months.
Oh,
9
name that
months?
baby. What's the baby's
You've
name?
been impregnated by Planet Destiny.
And you.
Oh
not.
my god.
I am not
That
paying child
sounds
support.
so dirty.
Not paying child support.
And hates losing, apparently.
Auternal with a fresh sub to Planet Destiny as well. Welcome. And then Sick Freak Zero with a baby sub as well, 9 months, baby.
Mm.
Oh, baby, double babies.
Two babies.
So cute.
Double baby sub. And then Maven Oathkeeper with the 3 months of support to Planet Destiny. Guys, fantastic.
Thank you very much,
And
all of you.
also wanted to
Yeah,
thank
thank you so much.
Commander Cuesta for
Been a quiz.
for the raid, and that was really awesome. Thank you very much.
If you guys don't know who
Awesome.
Commander Questa is, he's one of the guys that did that, like the 4-man, and he's one of the guys that he did the 2-man hard mode actually, with Great Gatsby. There we go, 2-man hard
Start
mode.
to finish? Or just Oryx, or?
Oryx fight.
Oryx fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for the raid, and we really appreciate it. And everybody who came and hung out from his stream, welcome.
Yo, I think we need to raid someone. You know who we need to raid?
Is it Tef's dad, Blue Wessel?
Is Blue
that
Westlaw
doesn't
streaming?
exist. That doesn't exist.
Is Tefty's dad streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Streaming?
That's